Give me long raven hair flowing out down to there.
My name is Connor Bogart O'Brien. I'm a full-time performer living here in Cleveland, traveling all over the world, and I'm also working throughout the city in the arts. I'm the vocalist for lots of American greetings cards, over 100 probably, over 10 years.
From the land they call Erin. Sound crazy, but it ain't no lie.
I am the director of the All-City Musical in Akron at the Akron Civic Theater, and I just took over as the new artistic director of Shining Star Clee, and I sing with symphonies. And I sing on cruise ships overseas. That was a lot. I will be called two things, either a tenor two or a baritone. So I can sing high, but not gonna break any glass.
1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4.
When I walk on stage, it is immediately intense.
All I care about
It's very exciting.
is love.
And when I come off stage, it's like I just ran a marathon. The adrenaline is fantastic.
I'll hold it out longer.
But I did have a #1 single in France. It was called Inside Out.
Just close your eyes and breathe. I'm waiting.
And I didn't realize it was even going to take off there. Finally, I got an email from some French radio station, and it had the top 20 list of songs, and I was number 17. And I said, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then the next month it came through, and I looked on there and didn't find it. And sure enough, it was at the #1 spot. So I'm sort of like a old boy band one-hit wonder from France. But those are the songs that connect with people more than anything. Years ago, I was at a producer's house, a big-time producer's house in New Jersey, and I was recording with the producer of Stephanie Germanotta, also known as Lady Gaga, and Beyonce, and she was already pretty big right after Destiny's Child, but I ended up with symphonies and shows and Broadway shows, and it worked out for the both of us, but probably a little more for Lady Gaga and Beyonce.
Cleveland, and I knew it was winter coming early this year. How do you know it's winter in Cleveland?
I'm very proud to be from Cleveland. I love Cleveland. I don't care where you are, if you're in Australia, if you have enough people, over 1,000 or so people, somebody either lived here previously, grew up here, had family here, or is from here traveling. And I always get people who are like, well, Cleveland, and there's always usually a Cleveland Browns joke in there.
In your heart, and you'll never.
Europeans, British, I love performing for the British, but it is hard at the end because they don't applaud or stand up. You could be doing the best show ever, and they will be very polite. I love performing for the Chinese. You have to keep it very big and exciting for the Chinese. I run through the audience with one song, with Polaroid taking selfies. A lot of travel, but it allows me to be a full-time performer, and I bought my house in Bria by performing. And it's nothing fancy, and I'm not a millionaire, but every time I look at that house, I think I paid for this house in full with nothing more than my voice right here in Cleveland.